Alright, you guys, when this thing's empty, this is a CO2 tank. When it's empty, it weighs 830 grams. So that one's like, I don't know, 280 grams, 285 grams of CO2 in this. The capacity is like 550 grams. So this one got filled last week. I haven't shot anything out of it, and it's pretty much like completely topped off. So that has like 560 grams of CO2, because if you subtract 830 from that, you're left with about 560, and that's how much extra weight is in this one. So yeah, this one's completely full, and I'm gonna take it outside, leave it outside for probably like an hour or two, just to let it warm up, and then I'm gonna stick it on my A5 and my Tippmann A5, and I'll use the heavy spring, connect this directly to the A5 instead of using the remote line, and I'll use this one afterwards just to see if there's a difference, and then I'll use my HPA tank, which is like 800 psi output, regulated. These are not regulated because they don't have regulators, and because it's CO2, so the pressure varies. Pressure varies based on how full this is and how warm it is outside. So this one's completely full, this one's half empty, and they're both going to be outside for like an hour or two just to acclimate, be the same temperature. So yeah, I'll be doing that right now. All right, you guys, it's 12:06 p.m. I just put these out here. I'm just taking note of the time. I'm leaving my A5 out here too. So yeah, in like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something, I'll be out here shooting this. It's 84 degrees according to my little temperature gauge thing in the inside of the house, and it's like 72 inside the house. So out here it's 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not exactly sure what the Celsius is, probably 22 maybe, but I'm just guessing. I'll put it right here in the text or whatever. Keep forgetting to use this thing. This is my infrared temperature detector, so I'll check how warm this concrete is. It says 79.8 or 80. It's kind of going up a little bit higher. 80.6 Fahrenheit. Celsius is 27.2. Hopefully you guys can see that. Maybe I'll go into the sunlight a little bit. So yeah, out here closer to the actual concrete that's been exposed to the sunlight, 33 degrees Celsius, 92 Fahrenheit. So it's not cold out here, not today anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna have these tanks out here. I'll check the temperature of them currently. So 73, 23 Celsius, 74, 23 Celsius, and 75 Fahrenheit, 23.9, 22 and a half. So yeah, these are gonna be out here in the sun. Not sorry, in the shade, but it's warm out here. Alright, you guys, I got my Tippmann A5. These have been sitting outside for about an hour and a half. It's now like 1:34. They were in the shade, but it is warm out here. I checked them with my little thermometer. They're like 78 degrees now, these tanks. 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Almost 80. Almost 80. So 26.4. Yeah, pretty much, 80 degrees Fahrenheit now. I would not suggest leaving those in direct sunlight just to try to get a super high pressure, specifically for this one because it's so full. I know not many people have access to like giant CO2 tanks, but I live near Ansgear, and I buy stuff from them all the time, paintball stuff and less lethal things such as these tanks and remote lines and all that. My A5 bolt plug, I put 2 BBs in here to shim the spring, so put more tension on it. So yeah, this bolt plug has 2 springs in it because this spring is a little bit short. It's the heavy spring from the Tech T paintball kit. I've done this in the past and it got about 25 joules. I'll see what it does today. 25 joules with CO2 and a remote line and all the bells and whistles. So Lightened Valve Spring from this kit, heavy drive spring from this kit, 2 BBs as a shim, and I'm gonna get it all aired up and get it going. So the 2 BBs are inside here. That's what's rattling in there. So this will go in the back of the A5, in that area, in that black area in the middle, and then I'll put the spring and everything loaded up. All right, guys, hooked up. Springs in there, heavy spring, light spring. This thing's fully filled up, pressurized. I'm gonna drop my cheap 3.6 gram Amazon balls, T4E quick access balls, Jawbreaker Riot balls. They're all basically the same, 3.6 grams, 0.680, 0.681 bore size, TCR Barrel from pbsports.com, like 25 bucks. So I'm gonna load it up and get shooting. All right, you guys, A5 chronograph. I'm not sure exactly what 25 joules is with a 3.6 gram ball, but I'll see what I get right now. I do know that 350 feet per second is like 20.9 or 20. So if it's not higher than 350, I need to get a new spring. And the CO2 is not going to help at this point because this is a full tank and this is already like sort of warm. And obviously if it was like 95 degrees Fahrenheit out here, it'd probably be slightly higher, but I'm just seeing what this can do. 374. So that's probably 22 or 23 joules. It might be more, but I'm just guessing right now. 380. 386. It's going up a little bit higher. 380. 3.6 gram ball. 386. 392. So that went up a little bit. 396. It's getting stronger. I did oil this. I sprayed some silicone spray down the main hammer and bolt striker assembly thing, like where the sear is and stuff. And I sprayed some in the ASA, so maybe that oil's worked its way through. That could be what's going on right now, why it's getting faster. 392. 392. 396. Maybe I'll hit 400, I'm not sure. 392. I still need to get a heavier drive spring and get a lighter valve spring, which I'll have to just measure the spring that's in there and get something with a thinner gauge and try it out. Because yeah, you gotta basically playing tug of war with the valve spring closing, but it has to be strong enough to return the spring back, the main drive spring. It has to be strong enough to push the main drive spring back into place where the sear is, or it won't recock. 392. 392. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna go any higher. 396 was the highest. 380 was the low because of the oil and stuff. I'm gonna load up a couple aluminum balls in here and see what happens. All right, you guys, I cleared out the box. I got my A5 right here with the tank on it. Alien play balls, there's like 4 of them in here right now. I'm just putting the rest. I'll just shoot a few. I don't want to cause excessive wear to this bolt that I got from the Jersey guy. Thank you, Jersey guy. So he gave me this bolt. It's a Delrin bolt with the O-ring around the power tube to block excessive air from just leaking into the marker. And I've been using this bolt the whole time in this video. So just so you know what I've done to this A5. New bolt, Lightened Valve Spring, heavy drive spring with 2 BBs in the bolt plug as a shim. And then obviously I'm using a full CO2 tank in like warmer weather. Because yeah, I just wanted to see what this will hit in warm conditions. All right, aluminum balls. See what happens. 292. So I don't know what that is, but that's pretty high for an aluminum ball, 7.2 grams. 292. It's also pretty high. I'll put joules readings on in the video after I edit it a little bit. 294. 7.2 gram aluminum ball. 292. 292. 292. So it's probably not going to go any higher than that. If it does, it'll probably just increase like 5 or 4 FPS. All right, you guys, I got my last alien play got my last alien play ball in there. I took off the hopper. There's still pressure in this because I have to remove the tank to remove the pressure, but I'm just gonna shoot this, get rid of this last ball. I guess I'll chrono it. All right, chronoing this guy. 292. So I'm gonna degas this. So pretty much if you're using CO2, it's best to have it sticking straight up and you know, unravel the bottle because you don't want liquid CO2 getting into your marker. So it'll hiss a little bit right now. And that's just the excessive gas coming out. There's a little leak, like valve right here to allow that pressure to escape. So I'm just undoing this guy. And yep. Tank is okay, the O-rings is decent. I'll probably get a new O-ring on there in the sort of near future. The CO2, you know, causes damage for urethane and bone O-rings. It does not discriminate that extreme cold. So I'm just going to launch, or, you know, dry fire this just to get whatever pressure's out, but there should be no pressure in this because this is where all the air would leak out from the ASA. I almost forgot. So here's my tank that is like half full, about 260 or 250 grams of CO2 in this. I weighed it, showed you guys how much it weighed. I think it weighed just over 200 grams or like 280, something like that. 280 grams out of 550. So it's about half capacity. It's warm. I don't know if it's going to hit the same speed. I have the cheap 3.6 gram balls in here, so I think it was hitting like 375, 390, kind of around there. I'll shoot a couple shots. I just want to compare it. I like to compare stuff. HPA, 800 psi HPA on this marker doesn't perform as well. So yeah, CO2 all the way for this one, for me. I do not have 1100 psi output HPA tanks, so yeah, it's not worth the money for me to spend because they're like 90 bucks and I can get these tanks for like $10-15. 374. I'll shoot like 10 rounds, see if it goes up any higher. 386. So it's close to 394 or whatever I got on the completely full CO2 tank. 382. But I'll see if this average is lower than when I had the full tank. 386. 384. So it's not hitting that 390, 392, 394, which I was hitting with my fully pressurized blue CO2 tank. 384. It's still not bad. This is better than the HPA would perform. Usually it's like 20 feet per second slower when I use my 800 psi HPA tank. 388. I didn't bring it out here, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit less. Not a lot, but a little bit less. 386. 386. 386. So yeah, not too bad with a partially full tank, but because it's warm out here, that's why I'm getting the extra little bit of oomph out of it. So I'm just lining this shot up. I purposely hit the back of the cardboard. I want to see if it went through. So did not go through, but there's about 4 or 5 layers of cardboard in there, and it's just a lightweight ball. So I'll show you guys that in a second. I just feel like shooting this, so. Attaballs. All right, you guys, cleared out my box, got all the stuff out. This was the front side of the cardboards. So there's 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers, 6. So this is the back end of those shots that I purposely hit. So 6, 7, 6 right here, 7. I think it went through 8 layers. 8, 9. There's one ball fell through. So it went through 9 layers, one of the balls. I'll see if there's any more in there. 9, 10. 1 is in the back here, like on layer number 11. And there's 1 back here. So it almost went through 12 layers. And that cardboard hadn't been shot in that area before. So it's not like it was already weak and it had a opportunity to go through like a weakened part of the cardboard. I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to say at least for sure it went through like 7 or 8 layers. And then 9, 10, 11 it could be kind of iffy because I may have shot this cardboard before on the other side, like flipped it over. So I know for sure it went through like 8 layers of cardboard, which isn't really saying much, but you can do that. You can use that information however you see fit. And there's 1 ball kind of just hanging for its dear life right there at the bottom, way down there. So, but that one looks like it went through the other side now that I look at it, the way the cardboard is wrapped around it. So I must have shot that cardboard a couple times and just flipped it over. But yeah, it definitely went through like at least 7 or 8 layers with that 386, 390, 380 feet per second speed with these cheap balls. And yeah, since the aluminums aren't going as fast, they probably won't pierce through as much, but you have that mass behind the aluminum ball at a lower speed, although it was almost hitting 300 feet per second. And even on a good day, my Salt Supply S2, comparatively to this, the S2, just with the 12 gram CO2, it can hit about 250 feet per second on these guys. And then obviously after the first shot, it goes down and down and down and down, a little bit at a time. This is kind of different because I'm using a big old tank. This is like 500 grams of CO2 versus 12 grams of CO2. So there's a difference. This has a giant barrel, but this was getting 292 or 290 feet per second with these aluminum balls. So it's definitely stronger than the S2 so far. But this is kind of like all the stars have to align because it has to be warm. I had to use a CO2 tank that's full. This one's half full, but it at least has to be warm. And I at least have to have a bottle that's half full to be putting out that much pressure or speed. And yeah, this is my max power spring from that Tech T kit. And yeah, I put 2 shims on the bolt plug to make this have more tension. And I wouldn't do that if you have a stock back here, unless it's made out of metal. I had a stock on here, one of those like adjustable stocks, probably made out of composite plastic or whatever it is, and it ended up cracking when I was using the heavy balls and heavy spring with the high pressure from a CO2 tank. My stock cracked where it secures into the back of the marker. So like basically these 2 little like wings, I call them, pin chambers or whatever, this part and this part, the pin fits through this to secure it onto the marker. And on my stock, it cracked right here and it cracked down here. And I've been trying to fix that stock, but I think it's done. I can't get it to stay secure. I've tried glue. I've tried a couple other things, Gorilla Glue and stuff, but it's too much pressure is getting exerted on it, and it just snaps off. So probably gonna buy a new stock. I've been saying that for a little while, but I'm actually gonna buy one pretty soon, I'm pretty sure, because I need to get a couple other things for my TR50. Need to get a new valve for it, and I'll just get them both at the same time. So anyways, guys, that was fun little demonstration. And I got a hummingbird right here in this tree. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I think it flew off. It was right here for a second. It flew off. But yeah, it's a nice day out here. It's about 85, something like that, 85 degrees. Nice day. And Sunday, see if I can get the ocean. Might be too, and I'm down too low. The ocean's like over there, but it's far away. It's like 20 miles out. You can see it though, but right now I'm too low compared to the houses, and it's a little bit hazy out that way. So yeah, thanks for checking this one out, and I'll have more content and stuff later on. So have a good one.